the Vision have a new member.
Mysterio gets help from a returning superstar.
And we have new tag champs. Hello, welcome to Wrestle MSX. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
The Vision head out first with Austin Theory, who, the more I think about it, is definitely working with Seth. I mean, it's the stomp. Like, why? He's an inside man. I'm going with it.
Yeah.
I'm saying it now. That's what's happening. Anyway, Heyman tries to speak, but the crowd chant for CM Punk. When Heyman's finally allowed to speak, he tells us that Theory is the newest member of the Vision. Theory then tells the crowd that Breakker will become the next world champion, with Heyman then getting back on the mic. He's interrupted though by CM Punk. Punk heads to the ring to speak with Breakker, with the rest of the Vision then leaving. The two come face to face, with Breakker saying he's not the future, he's the now. Breakker cuts an excellent promo, in my opinion. It was just fantastic. Then vows to put Punk in the ground and become the next heavyweight champion. Punk fires back that Breakker is not ready, but Punk isn't either. Punk then puts the title on the mat and tells Breakker it's a privilege to carry it and that he's not ready to let it go. Punk says someday somebody will beat him for the title, but it ain't going to be him. Breakker was shaking during this section. You could see the adrenaline was pumping. It was just fantastic from both of them. Not a beat was missed. It was spot on. And I think this was a big test for Breakker to see if he could do it on his own against a very experienced talker. And he more than held his own. He's clearly been practicing his lines, which you have to do. Simple as that. You do not cut corners on things like this. Fantastic.
Backstage, Jackie Redmond asks Raquel Rodriguez how she's going to handle the match later, with Liv Morgan then entering frame. Rodriguez says she can handle tonight alone, with Perez then joining the pair. Perez wishes Rodriguez luck, with Rodriguez saying she doesn't need luck.
So, first up, a triple threat for the Women's World Championship between Nikki Bella, Raquel Rodriguez and Stephanie Vaquer. We get an early Devil's Kiss attempt, which Belair foils, with the fight then heading to the outside. During the match, we also learn that Dominic Mysterio is out indefinitely with a shoulder injury. Rodriguez naturally uses her power, but falls to a crossbody from Vaquer.
Bella takes advantage by throwing Vaquer into the ring post before putting Rodriguez in the STF. Vaquer then comes back and performs the Devil's Kiss on Rodriguez, which also entangles Bella. After the break, we get a Tower of Doom with covers all around, but only ever for two. After some back and forth between the three, Rodriguez tries a double Tahana bomb, but Vaquer slips it, with Nikki taking it alone. Vaquer then rolls Rodriguez out the ring, covers Nikki, and retains her World Championship. Rightly so as well.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Not just yet, Rodriguez.
No.
But definitely not Bella. Backstage, Jackie Redmond asks Gunther if he thinks he's being disrespectful since defeating John Cena. Gunther replies he tapped Cena out, with R-Truth then appearing. Truth warns Gunther to stop, with Gunther asking if that's supposed to be a challenge, adding he'll see him in the ring.
The women's tag champions head out next for a promo, with Asuka shouting that no one is ready for the Kabuki Warriors. Ripley and Sky then head out and scare the Warriors out the ring, but not for long as the four then brawl. Sane looks like she's about to suffer a riptide but escapes, with both Warriors then suffering knees to the head. The faces take the battle, but the question is, will they win the war?
Yes.
Fair.
Backstage, Rey Mysterio tells Punk he doesn't need help later and that he's covered for this match against Theory.
Gunther versus R-Truth is up next. As you can imagine, Truth takes a beating, and after a powerbomb, Gunther goes for a cover, but stops it himself by pulling Truth's shoulders up from the mat. Gunther then finishes things off by putting Truth in a sleeper, which makes him tap out.
In the locker room, we see the Usos say they're ready. Kinda, with Jay saying things haven't been going his way. Big Jim G's up his brother, telling him he needs him. Jay yeets, but his face says something different. It's telling me he ain't ready.
We see Javon Evans wish AJ Styles and Dragon Lee luck for later, with the Americanos then getting in Javon's face. El Grande speaks Spanish, with Lee then responding in his own tongue on behalf of Evans. 6-man tagging coming?
Possibly. We then see Heyman welcome Theory into the Vision, with Breakker saying they have his back. Theory says he has their back, with Heyman then telling Paul to accompany Theory to the ring for his match next against Rey Mysterio.
Charlotte Flair then tells us that this game starts and ends with the Queen in her WrestleMania vignette. Before we get underway with Theory Mysterio, Rey uses his quickness, setting up Theory for an early 619, only for the New Vision member to avoid it. After some back and forth, in which Theory did look good, Rey hit a DDT and covered for 2, before setting up and landing a 619.
Rey went to drop the dime, but as he leapt, Paul pushed his legs, causing the referee to call for the bell. The Vision then attacked Mysterio, but luckily for Rey, he had help in the shape of Penta, who cleaned house. Rey then landed a 619 to Paul, sending the bad guys packing. For me, this has got tag match written all over it.
Yeah, definitely.
Mysterio, Penta, Theory and Paul all day long.
Rhea Ripley tells Asuka that she's disrespectful, saying that she's going to break her next week. Guy adds that Sane has chosen the wrong path, and that she, Sky, was the student to Asuka, but is now the master.
Maxxine Dupri heads out next, saying she'll stop at nothing to remain the Intercontinental Champion, when she's interrupted by Becky Lynch. Lynch enters the ring and admits that Maxxine has got a little better, then runs through her usual spiel before saying she'll find a way to win. Becky finishes the promo by welcoming Dupri to the big time.
Backstage, we see Trick Williams telling Adam Pearce to call him before heading off, with Bayley and Lyra Valkyria heading in. All they want is a tag title shot, with Lyra saying to Pearce they got next.
It's getting complicated, this is. There's tag teams, women's tag teams.
There's
everywhere,
just so
isn't
many.
there? Good though, it's good, it's good. So, last match of the night, the Usos versus AJ Styles and Dragon Lee for the World Tag Team Championships. Dragon Styles make the early going, sending the Usos from the ring and continue the beatdown after the break. Jay cheap shots Styles from the apron to turn the tide, but to no avail as the tag champs continue to dominate, with Lee even picking up a 2 count after a powerbomb to Jay.
Jimmy then clears the announcer's desk, with Jay then diving out the ring at Styles and sending him over it. Back from the break, and the Usos seem to have taken control, only for Lee to double stomp Jimmy, with both men then tagging out. Styles takes it to Jay and covers for 2, with Jay then firing back with a spear and tagging in Jimmy, who lands a splash and cover for 2.
The Usos look for a double splash, but Lee knocks down Jimmy, then dives out the ring at him, which allows Styles to roll up Jay while he's looking at his brother for 2. Styles then hits a Styles Clash, but Jay kicks out the cover again on 2. The champs then look to double team Jay, but Jimmy puts a halt to it by first super kicking Lee and then super kicking Styles with his brother, as Styles look to land a phenomenal forearm.
With Styles dealt with, the Usos turn their attention to Dragon Lee, who suffers a 1D. Jay then covers Lee, with the referee then counting to 3. The Usos become 9-time tag team champions, with Raw going off the air as they celebrate in the crowd.
I'm surprised they've let them pick it up, the titles up
So quickly. I don't mind them being
No,
champs,
literally.
but it's literally their first
Hey,
match back
we're
together,
going to
essentially.
team up. Okay. Oh, by the way,
Here you go.
here's the titles.
Yeah.
Whether Styles is going to be going down the Gunther route,
Yeah.
as it seems, because for the last couple of weeks, Gunther and Styles have been
Kind of eyeing each other up.
clashing, no pun intended. So I'm wondering if this is going to be a breakaway from the tag title run, seeing as it's supposedly Styles' last year.
Yeah, we don't know kind of how long.
And Gunther seems to
left.
be the retiring machine.
Yeah, for the moment, yeah.
But you can't, I mean, I don't know, when do they know when Styles is finishing? You can't run Gunther Styles for 3 or 4 months.
I don't.
And it's either got to be WrestleMania or SummerSlam he finishes at. You're not going to, I'm not saying the others aren't big, but
I think kind of like with AJ, he's just kind of said that this is probably like 2026 is probably going to be his last year. I don't know if that's going to be the whole year or if it's just going to be a few months.
Fair enough. I'm sure you can find something out on some internet wrestling rumours. Trash.
More than likely.
I don't know. Anyway, enough of us jibber jabbering. So now for Michael's moment of the night. This could be a match, a line, a look, a promo, something funny, interesting, quirky, different. Just something that catches my eye. Obviously, it has to wait until the end, because if I do it halfway through and it's something that happens at the end, it's kind of a spoiler. So, Michael's moment of the night is the opening promo. It was excellent. Neither man missed a beat. It was clear. It was precise. There was no slips. As I say, you could see Breakker shaking with adrenaline, but he held his nerve. He delivered what he needed to do. And as I said at the top of the show, he was going against one of the veterans of wrestling, an excellent talker. Punk is an excellent talker, and Breakker more than held his own. Did exactly what he needed to do. Fantastic for me. Brilliant. Well done him.
If you want to agree,
I'm sure you will,
have any thoughts or views that you'd like to share with us, please feel free to leave them in that comment section down below. Don't forget to go and check out our Musings video, because a new one drops every Wednesday.
Merry Christmas. I'm still hanging in there. Thank you for watching.
And we'll see you Wednesday for a look at this past week in WWE, and Saturday when we take a look at SmackDown.